Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Proto and today I'm going to be bringing you the best stealth loadout in Black Ops 3. So yeah, going in guns blazing isn't always the best way to fight your opponents, and this class should give you the upper hand. So first things first, when selecting your primary, this is mostly down to preference, though I do recommend using an SMG since assault rifles are better suited for medium to long range gunfights. And let's face it, when you're going in balls deep into the enemy spawn, going with an SMG is probably your best bet. It all depends on what you're comfortable with and what you can do within the game. And with that said, a lot of our engagements will be close quarters, so my favourite stealth class does include the Kuda SMG. Now the Kuda is unlocked at level 1, so you can start using this straight off the bat, and it's also one of the best SMGs for most people because of its decent damage, manageable recoil and great performance in CQC engagements. It is fully auto, and whilst its fire rate is nothing special, it feels great in the hands, much like the MP5 back in the day. Now for attachments, we're going to be going with the suppressor and the laser sight. For this to be a stealth class, you need to have the element of surprise, and silencers will let you do just that. They hide the muzzle flash, dampen the sound, and make you invisible on the radar when shooting, allowing you to easily get kills by not drawing attention to yourself. As for the laser sight, this is because it allows you to have a reduced spread when hip firing, which is godly for an SMG. If you don't like it, you have the option to swap it out for extended mags, fast mags, or even quick draw. Though I think that being extremely accurate when hip firing is invaluable. Now for this class, we won't be using a secondary, equipment, or lethal, so we can just stock up on perks instead. So for the perk 1 slot, we've got 6th Sense and Ghost using perk 1 Greed. Now 6th Sense, bit of a tongue twister, will allow you to tell when enemies are nearby and in what direction, so this is a must, especially since you're going to be so close to them that you don't want anyone creeping up on you. Not to mention that can help you detect campers as well, because there seems to be far too many of them at the moment, and if they're camping in a corner, this will give you a heads up and tell you whereabouts they are. U1, Camper 0. Now Ghost is pretty self-explanatory. UAVs are being constantly spammed by everyone, so the only way to avoid being detected is by shooting them down or by using this. Ghost allows you to be invisible from enemy UAVs whilst you're moving, interacting with things such as controlling score streaks or planting bombs. Not to mention that makes flanks so much easier and is a perfect perk to sneak around. 6th Sense is unlocked at level 1, but Ghost is around level 33, so in the meantime get rid of Ghost if you haven't unlocked it yet, and run a concussion grenade and a trip mine to kill unsuspecting enemies if they get too close. If you are using a trip mine, you want to place it in high traffic areas as to secure a kill. So now on to perk 2. Instead of going from what most people would expect, and that's cold blooded, we're going to be going with Scavenger. Scavenger will allow you to replenish your ammo and equipment from dead enemies. And now you might be asking, why is this more useful than cold blooded for a stealth class? Well, that's because cold blooded will only make you invisible to AI ground based score streaks like the sentry gun and thermal optics, which most people don't use. And yeah, in some situations it can be useful, but I'd much rather have the ability to replenish ammo so that I don't run out. Cold-blooded won't really affect how stealthy you are, so I recommend going with Scavenger. The Kuda will burn through ammo extremely quickly, and so this is a must. That is if you want to keep a suppressed weapon. Now Scavenger is unlocked at level 44 I believe, and now onto perk 3 we've got Blast Suppressor unlocked at level 1, and Tactical Mask unlocked at level 14, using perk 3 Greed. So whenever you boost jump or boost slide, you'll emit a ping which will show up on the enemy minimap. And when you're trying to sneak up behind them, you can't really have that, but when you're running this, it's whisper quiet, but it also stops the ring from showing up on the enemy minimap. As for Tactical Mask, this isn't the stealthiest perk with more of a preference, but it definitely helps. Players, myself included, will throw all kinds of equipment, and this will allow you to be immune to flash, stun grenades, as well as shock charges. And this is super useful, and if you've ever been stunned in this game before, you'll know that it takes absolutely forever for the effects to wear off, and leaves you super vulnerable. This perk will act as a godsend when you're being stunned, and so the reason why we didn't go for dead silence is because this game is hectic enough, and the chances are that they won't hear you or your footsteps very well with all the explosions going on. Now personally, you can replace Tactical Mask with this, but I still think that being immune to flashes when you're trying to flank the enemy is much more useful than them not being able to hear your footsteps, because I guarantee you, stuns will screw you over and you'll have a very bad time otherwise. Now as for what specialist, I went for Spectre and his Ripper ability purely because it's quick, easy, doesn't make a lot of noise, and will still allow you to hold your main weapon. That and it charges up really fast. Otherwise, anything else you prefer is good too, since this is less important for a stealth build. And lastly, we've got score streaks. Now I tend to run UAV, counter UAV, and whatever I feel like, such as a sentry gun to place near their spawn. The UAV and counter UAV is so that I know where they are, and they don't know exactly where I am at the moment, as well as being extremely easy to earn and will give you a ton of points towards your score streaks and ranking up. This is because when you have the counter UAV and UAV up, every kill that your teammates get will give you assist points. Now that you've got your loadout sorted, we'll talk playstyle and tips. So with this loadout, you want to do a few things. Now there's the obvious things such as go around corners with your sights up, but also always be careful and check your corners for campers. Now the 6th Sense perk will allow you to do that, and since this is a stealth class, you want to silently push up to the enemy spawn. The best way to use this is by flanking them by going along the edges of the map, shooting anyone in your way, or in the middle. This is because most of the action is in the middle, and so it's basically really easy to pick them off. And lastly, try and stay away from your teammates when you're near the enemy spawn. This is because they probably won't be using Ghost or Silencer, and so they'll easily give away your position, making the whole element of surprise thing completely useless. Now you do want to be aggressive with this class, push in, do your business and get out without being seen. Now buildings and shortish range engagements are your friends, so make sure you do that, and as I've said before, stick to the outside of the map. And so that's it for the best stealth loadout in Black Ops 3. If you like this video, then like it and dislike it if you thought it sucked, and subscribe if you like my content and want to see more of it. Anyway guys, this has been Proto, adios!